Joey Votto is here, and he's here every week. Is that better? You wanted a new shot of you? Is that better?
It's worse. It's worse, BK.
That is actually you, though. That's Case. That's his face. That's his head. It doesn't match his body, but that's actually you.
It's going to devolve. I can tell over the weeks and months. It's going to get worse. There we go.
There it is. There's Indiana Jones as Joey Votto, the professor, in there. All right. So, Joey, you said, I want to say, hey, random questions, not burning questions, things from baseball. You said you were willing to answer. Random, you don't have these, and there's a few from fans. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, we'll see if this is a big dud. We'll have to stay focused next week.
Okay, we'll see.
I'll be in the studio next week, so we can stay focused for an hour and a half.
Yeah. All right, you ready? Clear your mind.
Yeah.
All right, clear your mind.
Right.
Ready? Okay. First question: how do you clear your mind?
Well, that's a good question. So professionally, when I was playing, I cleared my mind from all the amateur and minor league reps. You're going to accumulate, and that's why I think it's important for players to accumulate a certain amount of reps at the minor league level, because you learn in front of 150 people, in front of 1,500 people, in front of eventually 10 to 15,000 people, how to clear your mind, how to stay focused on the task at hand. And eventually, it's funny, when I was in AAA, I started worrying about that third bowl, the 45,000 people next step. But you learn how to execute on the task through building up. And it's less about clearing your mind and more about refocusing on what you're facing in front of you.
Okay, good. No, I figured you're world class at clearing your mind and focusing. All right. Second question. Briefly, what's the best way to use Shohei Ohtani?
I wish he was playing center field, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I wish he was center field left-handed bat combo. I think that, all the praise we give Pete Crow Armstrong for both his base running and his defense, even if Shohei's 2/3 of that, half of that, we're talking about, the combination of 175 WRC plus. He stole 50 bags that one year. It doesn't have to be that. It could be 30 to 40. We would have an average at minimum defensive outfielder, and he'd have the best arm in the outfield, accurate arm in the outfield, which would hold runners. And I'm fairly certain that the defensive metrics tax that on, probably not that well, but it should tack that on. And I think that would make him the most valuable version of himself, because it would minimize the pitching risk, which is clear. He's missed tons of time throughout the course of his career and had to delay certain things because of pitching. I think playing center field, but that's just me.
Oh, that's a good answer. All right. You have a great reliever, all right? Like, say, Mason Miller, killer, sub-1 ERA guy, high strikeout rate. You have Mason Miller. How do you use him?
If the score is, let's say, 5-2 in the 5th or 6th, 7th, and the bases are loaded, nobody out, even if it's a 2-run game, I like the idea of bringing him in then. If it's the game's on the line, paying attention to the other team's bullpen, paying attention to the lineup and how it's turning over. And that's both teams. If you assume, you're going to get minimum 1 run going forward, maybe a 2nd run going forward from your offense.
So high leverage. You're saying high 5th, 6th inning on, high leverage, maybe 9th inning, but you're ready to use him earlier.
I don't want to use him in the 9th. I mean, I don't think relievers are getting paid anymore for the save. I don't think there's a direct correlation to the save and a reliever's pay. And if we can communicate to the average reliever, hey, you're going to get paid like a superstar reliever, just let us use you.
Yeah.
I think that most relievers would buy into that. We're going to do the very best we can to protect you. And you may not get the save during that occasion, but we will protect you. The only issue is the average pitcher that's a reliever is not just thinking about the accumulation of saves and not just thinking about salary, but they're also thinking about Hall of Fame. And so if you're Mason Miller, if you're one of the, if you're Kenley from
Kenley Jensen,
Kenley Jensen, you're thinking about, well, I'm probably a Hall of Fame pitcher. If I burn myself out, in my 7th year throwing 2+ innings, am I going to be a half of myself for the rest of my career. So it's that sweet spot. You have to build a really good relationship with the pitcher, and most importantly, you have to take care of you have to make sure you're keeping them safe and healthy throughout the course of their career.
Right. That's good. Another one. Last week, Sam Antonacci, White Sox, running to first base, elbows Wilson Contreras of the Red Sox at first base. Right now, I wonder if this has happened to you, and what is the proper reaction to that, Joey?
I don't know if he meant to do it on purpose.
Oh, no, he did. Yes, I can pretty much answer that. Let me be the video assistant referee. He ran by. We have a replay of it. When you see it here, yeah. What do you think?
Oh, no, that's lame. I think you drill him next to bat, and you just keep throwing at him until you get the job done.
Okay, they did hit him. They hit him next time. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe hit him twice.
Joey.
No, I'm with you. That's totally. I mean, just once is fine, but I'm not Mr. Violent guy, but what are you doing? Like the time I've seen guys slap the first baseman, or guys hit the catcher, or guys kind of, all of that stuff is like you're going out of your way to make contact with the opposing team.
Did that ever happen to you?
We're all wearing. No.
Okay, because Sean, it happened to you, right? Happened to Sean Casey.
I think.
Of course, Casey's more of a volatile guy. He's it's the nicest guy in the world. Right? So bang, and hit him on the body. That's a good answer. Hey, if you could start your career over again, let's say you're young Joey in Little League, what position would you like to play?
Well, so there's a ton of respect given to the catcher, but I would say I would have never have had the physical ability to be a shortstop or a center fielder. I think I would have just been funneled similar to Sean to first base. I mean, we're not good runners. We're not good throwers. We're not, divers and sliders and doing the athletic things you need to play short, to play center. And I think as we casually talk about this, these guys are so athletic, and the modern game is even more athletic than the version that I came up in and Sean came up in. You could be a second baseman that was a bit sloppy, and if you hit, we were going to play you. Whereas the modern game, when you're minus a win and a half defensively, the teams are like, is this league average batter really worth playing, sort of thing? So I would say that I'm going to get funneled to first, but the most fun position is probably shortstop.
Okay, yeah, it would work. But again, if you're age 6 season, we'd be stretching you out. You'd be doing all sorts of new exercises. We'd get you flexible and loose and athletic. All right, viewer questions. Here we go. We had some good ones here. This is from a Reds fan, Chris Redlegs here. How difficult was it to face pitchers who threw submarine style, and what did you do to combat it?
I like that. My little image is the profile picture. The right-handed submarine was fake. It was the easiest version of a right-handed pitcher. And why? The objective as a batter is to see the ball as long as possible. It's why the sticky stuff was a factor, because the ball actually speeds up on you. It's why we talk about spin. It's why pitchers talk about height, because the ball speeds up on you. And then you can also layer in the extension deception combo. The ball is just on you. And the right-handed submarine pitcher, sidearm pitcher, I got to see the ball that much longer, plus the lower velocity. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, the left-hander, I wasn't able to see the ball into the very last moment. The ball is approaching the middle of the plate. If it's a slider or if it's a middle fastball, both of them are going to look identical to the very last, call it third, as it's approaching home plate. And then it either becomes like an off the plate slider ball, possibly even a sinker ball in on you, or right down the middle that you take. And so I tried to read the ball as long as possible. It worked easily for a right-handed submarine sidearm guy. It was very difficult for a left-handed sidearm submarine guy.
Makes sense. One more from a viewer. This one
makes sense. Makes sense, BK. Thank you.
Makes sense. No, it makes sense. Shorthand. Here's Donald. Can you explain the short uppercut swing you would do on the on deck circle?
Everybody has their own version of preparing. You watch an Aaron Judge where he does kind of the tip thing. You watch some guys that kind of Hunter Pence used to kind of get on top of the ball, on top, and take this weird, almost like caveman type swing. I, on the other hand, used it because I wanted to stay inside the ball. My strength was I had a natural uppercut swing, but the thing I trained was directness to the ball. And so I was thinking all the time, I have this natural swing that's long, but I'm going to train myself to be direct. And so that swing was my attempt at taking my barrel inside what hitters call inside the ball. Forgive me, it's early.
No, I get it.
Call inside the ball, and all we're really trying to do is take the barrel as efficiently as we possibly can directly to the ball, and that was my way of having that quote unquote we use feel. That was my way of having that feel before each at bat.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have attempted colloquially either at this hour, but I get it.
I've got it. I clearly know the use of it.
I don't know. Hey, look, but I said to you, it makes sense. If I thought that makes no sense, I would say, Joey, that makes no sense. You made perfect sense. That was good. Did you enjoy that, or did you think too hard?
Are we done?
That's it.
Okay, I'll be in town next week, and then we'll hook up there.
Excellent. Great to see you, Joey. Thanks for coming on today. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll bring my best suit.
Yeah,
See you soon.
Yeah, maybe like this guy. This guy's well dressed.
With the balloon head. I'll bring my balloon head with a nice suit.
That would be tremendous. Thank you, Joey.
All right.
We'll
Take care, guys. See you.